What is going on, everybody? I am here at the gym when the sun is up, which is insane because it's been a while since that's happened. I got the formula for the pre-workout, so depending on how much time I have today, I may or may not have a segment of this video dedicated to that. Other than that, I'm not going to do any yapping right now because we are just going to go get after this deadlift workout. I don't know exactly what I'm going to end up doing as far as my top sets. It's kind of just going to have to be something that I feel out. I'm anticipating somewhere between 440 and 460 will probably be about my top set, but honestly, we're just going to have to go see. I think that's all I have. Oh, I do have one more thing to say. So I did do measurements this morning for my body fat percentage, and as of this morning, well, first of all, I got a new low weigh-in, 230.4, which super stoked about. And then also along with that kind of prompted me to do my body fat test. And I'm down to 29.7%, which is, I believe, about a 4% drop since my first day of the cut, which is awesome. Super happy about it, super stoked. If perchance somebody is at the gym who can help me out, I got a buddy who works here. He might be able to get me onto the electro, whatever it's called, I don't even know, the one that you step on and hold the handles. Not super accurate, but I'm interested how it compares with the body fat or the tape measure test, whatever you want to call that. I just said I wasn't gonna yap, and now I've been going for about 2 minutes. So anyway, let's go get after this deadlift workout. Let's hit it hard, and yeah. That's gonna wrap it up for the workout portion of the video. I'm still planning on doing the pre-workout later. Honestly, it's really nothing too crazy, but I got it to a point where it tastes pretty decent. and it actually was very helpful. It's been helpful, that formula, in all of my workouts this week, which is super nice. So also my boy hooked me up. He was able to get me on the machine. It's the Evolt 360 that they have at our gym, and it was about what I expected. Everything that I've done as far as comparing doing body measurements with the tape measure versus using one of these, it's significantly lower, especially when it comes to body fat percentage, and it's higher on the muscle mass. So I was clothed, so it weighed me in at 232, which is about to be expected based on what I weighed this morning. But it put my body fat percentage at 23.1% versus what I measured this morning, which was 29.7. Yeah, 29.7. So significantly lower there. And it also put my, let's see, my lean body mass. I think the tape measure formula had me at like 162 roughly for lean body mass, whereas this has me for like 178.5. So my best guess is that what I truly am, as far as that goes, is somewhere in the middle. But you know, it's hard to know, and honestly I'm not that worried about it because I'm seeing improvements in the mirror and on the scale, and so either way I know that I'm making progress. There's not really any other thing notable with this thing. I got a lot of bone density, which is really good, especially being in powerlifting. Help keep me safe while I'm lifting the heavier weights. Like I said, I'm not taking either of these tests at, you know, as the test. I'm just gonna guess that I'm somewhere in the middle, probably 27-28% body fat, probably about 168 pounds of lean body mass, and for now I'm not gonna worry too much about that. I'm just gonna worry about continuing to make progress in other ways. I will see you at the making of the pre-workout portion of this video. All right, as promised, I'm gonna show you how I make my pre-workout. This is all pretty basic stuff. I just want to throw a disclaimer out there. It takes a couple of minutes to make, okay? It's not the same convenience as popping an energy drink or having a pre-workout powder. It doesn't carry quite that same convenience, and it's also not zero sugar, 0 calorie. Companies who put out pre-workouts have gotten so good at tuning their flavors with a bunch of artificial flavors and sweeteners, and that's basically what I tried to avoid. That's the reason why I started making my own pre-workout, is because I didn't want to put any of that stuff in my body anymore. So use honey and lemon juice as kind of your flavor enhancers, if you want to call it that. I also have an electrolyte powder that originally I was hoping would be the entire flavoring. It's flavored with stevia. Unfortunately, it tastes great on its own, but it doesn't mask the flavors of the other ingredients. Basically, what I've done is I've warmed up some water, and I've got 3 tablespoons of honey, or excuse me, 2.5 tablespoons of honey, and 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add our ingredients. For the electrolyte powder, this is something that maybe isn't totally necessary, but I prefer to have it, especially with the sugars. It kind of becomes your pre-workout and intro workout just a little bit. So electrolytes are nice to have there. We have our source of caffeine, which is guarana powder. And per serving, this has 220 milligrams of caffeine. Yeah, you can see just how itty bitty this little scoop is. And 220 milligrams, which is more than what you get from a lot of single servings, as far as pre-workouts go at least. If I'm doing a workout and I'm using pre-workout, that's usually where I throw my creatine in, so toss some of that in there. beta-alanine. This is a 3-gram scoop. Most pre-workouts that I've taken at least have 6 grams of beta-alanine. I don't crave the itch quite as much as I used to, and so I don't feel like I need 2 scoops of that. Got L-citrulline, another blood flow ingredient, and 5 grams of L-arginine. Okay, now we got all 6 of these ingredients in the cup along with our lemon juice and our honey. We'll fill it the rest of the way with cold water. It's still going to be kind of room temp. What I like to do is make this the night before. That's really convenient to just, especially with my early morning workouts, to just wake up, grab it, and go. Or if you want to, I mean, it's a cup with a lid. You can put ice in it if it really bugs you that much. But honestly, it's pretty simple. You don't need to put too much thought into it. The nice thing about making your own is you can decide how much of what ingredient you want. Whereas if you just have like a pre-made powder and it's like, oh, I love that it has this, but I wish it had more of this, or I wish it had less of this, you can add and subtract whatever you want without compromising on adding or subtracting the other ingredients. So I'm not gonna drink this right now. It's like 4:40. I don't want to drink pre-workout 5 hours before I go to bed, and so I'm gonna pass on that for now. But I will say the flavor profile, I finished tuning this recipe down on Wednesday morning and getting it exactly where it has some taste, where you're not gagging it down, but also to where it fills everything that you need and there's not unnecessary stuff in there. So the flavor profile, it kind of reminds me of when I was a kid. My mom used to get these like Dole cups of fruit cocktail, and I would say that the flavor profile pretty much matches that. So that's what we're gonna call this, is fruit cocktail pre-workout. If you got a better name for it, let me know. If you guys have made it this far into the video, number 1, I appreciate your support. Number 2, if you guys wouldn't mind liking, commenting, if you haven't subscribed already, that would be much appreciated. Basically what I'm doing here is, number 1, I'm a power lifter. Not anything too crazy, I'm not a pro, but I hope to get there someday. And number 2, I've kind of always just been uncomfortable in my skin. I've always felt like the Pillsbury Doughboy. And so right now I'm on my journey to change that and to get into a body that I feel like I am comfortable in. So your support honestly means the world. Whether you're here or not, I'm gonna keep going, keep pushing forward. But I hope you all have a great day. Once again, I appreciate your support. Peace.